Well, I've been doing a good amount of retro gaming lately, and I finally decided to go with trying out these flashcards for various systems: Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and now NES. This just came in the mail the other day. This is a lighter blue than it's actually showing up on the camera. It's like a, yeah, but this is the EverDrive N8 for the NES. I have not tried this with any clone consoles. I wonder if it works with the Retron 5. That I do have that. Here's your spring-loaded insert here for SD card, and I do have it loaded up with 700 NES games, all official games, and I will be putting in hacks later on once I figure out how to do that and do it properly. I mean, gotta, keep the games in order. But this is an official Crix version of the N8. There is another version. There's other colors. You can get gray, yellow, black, red, bright red, toxic green, and I almost got that. It was a little bit more than this guy, but I wanted to go, get a middle of the road EverDrive for the NES. And this is also distributed by Stone Age Gamer, so when you see these two logos here, you know that this is official. I did not want to go with those cheap Chinese knockoffs, even though I really wanted to save money on these products. But I wanted to go with something that's reliable, that I know is going to work correctly and not fry my systems, because I have spent good money on my NES top loader, which I have shown on the channel before, and I will be showing that again in the latest pickups video. Talk a little bit more about it and my experiences with it. So yeah, I have not really gotten into any of the hacks for any of these retro games. I mean, at least for the Super Nintendo and NES at this time. I am eager to play those hacks, though. I mean, playing the original games is fun and all, but it's always fun to play these games with a twist. Very beautiful cartridge, though. Everything worked fine. The only hiccup was I bought this preloaded SD card, and it was meant for play with the Game Boy Flash, Game Boy EverDrive, NES games for the Game Boy Advance, actually. And I had failed to read the description, so I had to do some tinkering with it to get it to work right with the SD card and the BIOS and all that. But got it working, and very pleased. You can see the innards of this thing. There's actually a battery in here. Here's the slot for the SD card. But it looks like a Nintendo American NES shell. Very cool. Love the design. I think this is the latest and greatest EverDrive, or EverDrive N8 in the EverDrive line. I was tempted to get the latest and greatest EverDrives for the other systems, but they're quite a bit, and I was trying to save money, but I got them nonetheless, and I'm very happy to own them. Very happy to be able to play all these retro games. Some of these, a lot of the games on these SD cards I have never played, or has been a long time since I've played them, so it's mainly for convenience. It's not meant for piracy, for me anyways. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll get into the I might buy one more here pretty soon for one other cartridge-based retro system. I don't see myself getting the one for the PlayStation, because I have to get an original PlayStation for that. I have two PS1s, one without a screen and one with it. But unfortunately, the EverDrive for that will not work, because there's no parallel port in the back of the PS1. In other words, the slim version of the PS1. But yeah, this guy works flawlessly. I still have not figured out how to do save states. I'm still using the wired NES Dogbone controller, the second version that came out with the NES top loader. And I also have two of those controllers. Those work better in my opinion, but I do plan on getting one or two of the 8-bit Do current NES controllers, the Bluetooth versions, of course, just to have those, just to have a more solid controller. That way I know it's going to last a while, because once my 2 or 3 NES controllers that I have go, that's it. I mean, I don't have any other I mean, I think I have 4 or 5 original NES controllers, in other words, stuff that Nintendo made, but I want to have something wirelessly. That way I'm not having to worry about cords and tripping over them and getting them tangled. So yeah, I highly recommend, if you're into retro gaming, get one of these EverDrive flash cards. It'll help you try out some games that you may like, games that you may want to buy. I don't believe this works with the Retron 5, so that's one more incentive for people to buy the actual cartridges of these games. I understand they're old and they're problematic, and that's the other reason why I bought this cartridge, was to be able to boot up the games with no issues, having to blow on the cartridge, clean it, clean in the inside of the system, and getting, you know, the red screen or a blue screen, which is due to the NES lockout chip sometimes activating for no apparent reason. I don't know why. It's some kind of malfunction that does happen from time to time with my original NES. So that's another reason to buy one of these, because the games will boot up no problem 99% of the time. Didn't have any errors or anything, and I did get to finally play DuckTales for the NES. That just came off the DuckTales Remastered, just was pulled from the digital stores a few weeks ago. It's very unfortunate, but maybe I'll get around to playing that too. I did see it online and considered buying it, but I'll buy the physical copy. That way I'll always have it. And that's pretty sad that they did that, but yeah, EverDrive, I'll show some gameplay of this a little bit later on, so look forward to that. And if you like what I have to offer on this channel, my channel consists of video game reviews, now gameplay videos. That's new to the channel. I'll do my best with those. I'll have to, with pointing the camera at the TV and trying to get, you know, minimize the flicker and all that, try and get the best angle. So I'm still working on that. That's new. I also review electronics, music, whether it be on cassette, CD, or vinyl, or maybe another format. Maybe I'll get into another format, or MP3. So yeah, there you go. EverDrive N8. Thank you very much for watching.